Hi, I'm Chad with Move For Guitar. This lesson is from our series Guitar Chords for Beginners. In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to play an open Bm7add13 chord. First off, if you'd like to get the diagram for this chord, the chord chart, you can click the link on the screen and it'll take you to an eGuide that you can download for free. And this eGuide includes this chord as well as a whole bunch of other beginner chords that are really useful to learn. It has really common beginner chords as well as less common ones. And not only do I show you how to play the chords, give you diagrams for those, but I show you how to put the chords together into chord progressions. So it includes a whole bunch of chord progressions that I have taken from the chords in the eGuide and put them together in sequences so you can see how they go together in a musical situation, and it'll also give you ideas of how to put these chords together into your own chord progressions. So if you'd like to get that eGuide for free, just click the link on the screen and you can download that. So here's an open Bm7add13 chord. And this chord has a pretty big name. It sounds like it's a really difficult chord, but it's really not that difficult once you get it down. And this can be a really useful chord when you're playing a chord progression that has like a G. You could go to the B minor 7, add 13, to an E minor 7. You know, it could be used in that sort of situation. And you can hear how good that sounds in that chord progression. It's just a really useful chord, and if you can get it as a beginner, it'll really be useful to you as you're learning songs or writing your own. So the fingering for this chord is to put your first finger on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Then you skip a string and put your 2nd finger on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then you put your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And then you put your 1st finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. And if you took the lesson where I showed you how to play a Bm7add13, which was this, it's the exact same thing, except instead of leaving the 1st string open, you're going to add your 4th finger on the 1st string, 3rd fret. So instead of sounding like this, it sounds like this. So with this chord, you really have to be on the tips of your fingers, because if you're not, you're going to block out some strings and it's not going to sound good. So really make sure you're on the tips of your fingers like mine are, and right here in your joints that you're not bent back like that at all, that you just have a nice arch here and are on the tips of your fingers. And you don't play the 6th string in this chord and the 4th string is left open, which means you don't fret it, but you let it ring out. And the way you can avoid playing the 6th string is to just lightly touch the 6th string with your 1st finger. So you just lightly touch up underneath with your 1st finger, and that'll mute that string out. If it's in there, it's going to sound like, and that won't sound good at all. So just leave that 6th string out by lightly touching it with your 1st finger and muting it out. And then you're just going to have to really be careful not to touch the 4th string with any of your fingers, especially your 1st and 2nd finger. Those will be the ones that'll be hard not to touch that string with. So like I said, that string is open, so just be really careful not to touch it. So if you think you have it, if you're feeling comfortable with it, just strum through the chord. If you hear anything that sounds off like that, any buzzing or muting, just go through, adjust your fingers over and over again until you have it. And make sure that you're up close to the front fret wire with all your fingers. It won't be possible with your 3rd finger because your 4th finger is in the way. But with anything you fret on the guitar, you want to be up close to the front fret wire without being on top of it. So you're up in the fret that you're in, not back here. Because if you're back, it's going to take a lot more pressure to keep that note from buzzing, and it's going to be really hard to get it to ring out nice and clearly. So just make sure you're up close to the front fret wire. And if you like the chord chart for this, like I said, just click the link on the screen. It'll take you to that eGuide that you can download for free. And it has this chord and a bunch of other chords as well as chord progressions, and it'll just be really useful to you as a beginner. So make sure you click the link on the screen and you can go download that for free.